Welcome back to Storytime with Quefish. Reading Roomba of Doom. Chapter 6, Secret Stash. Bob is going through that awkward emotional teenage phase of forbidden desires, jealousy, and rebellion against his parents. Crowley begins to wonder if actual children might have been easier. This one actually came out on Saturday, but I did not record it on Saturday. I was actually waiting until Tuesday so that way I could do them back to back, because I'm lazy. So, Chapter 6. Aziraphale frowned as the dropped pen rolled under the sofa. He got down on hands and knees to retrieve it, then fell backwards with a yelp as Bob charged out from underneath with a surprised beep and a distinctly guilty aura around him. He rushed under the armchair and hid there, powering his lights down. Aziraphale furrowed his brow in confusion and went to reach under to retrieve the pen. His questing fingers first found paper, a magazine of some sort hidden under there. He drew it out for inspection. It was a mail shot Curry's catalog for electrical appliances. It was open at a double-page spread of vacuum cleaners. Scandalous. Bob shot out from under the chair, ran over the magazine, and beeped angrily at the angel. Aziraphale backed off, hands up in a placating manner. Okay, Bob, it's yours. Bob glowered at the angel and grabbed at the corner of the paper with his brushes, tugging it back under the sofa again. After a moment, the pen was flicked out from underneath to roll against Aziraphale's knee. Here's your stupid pen, Dad. Get out of my porn. When Crowley got home, he sauntered over to the sofa and bent over to give his angel a kiss and a hug. Good day, Angel, he murmured in Aziraphale's ear. Yes, thanks, love. But you might want to have a bit of a talk with your spawn about his choice of reading material. I think he's got to that age where he's showing an interest in dustbusters. Maybe give him a safety talk about circuit breakers or something, or whatever the electrical equivalent of safe sex might be. Crowley looked confused. There was a Curry's appliance catalog hidden under the sofa. Top tip, don't try to confiscate it. He got rather protective and indignant about that. The demon giggled. That's my demonic minion. Speaking of which, look what arrived in the post today. He held up a cardboard box proudly. Solar panel kit for Bob. It'll mean he can come out on walks for longer without needing to recharge so often. More duck and pigeon chasing opportunities. Aziraphale rolled his eyes. Crowley whistled, and Bob trundled out from under the sofa warily. Don't worry, you're not in trouble, kid. It's only natural you'd take an interest in things. Let me know if you want more catalogs, dude. Here, you got another upgrade. Bob's lights flashed happily, and he spun around, then scooted to the wall and head-butted the scorch mark there. No, it's not like the flamethrower mod. No more robot wars, kiddo. I got you a solar panel. Come on, let me fit it. Bob allowed himself to be lifted and placed gently upside down on the sofa. This might tickle a bit, but keep still, okay? Crowley ripped the cardboard box open, then snapped a screwdriver out of thin air and removed an access panel. Bob beeped. Crowley rummaged a little. Huh. What's this? The demon held up a small piece of Lego that had been jammed in Bob's innards. Weird. We don't even have Lego in the house. Where'd you find this? Aziraphale studied it carefully. It might be one of those things. Happens to all vacuum cleaners everywhere. Maybe he's accidentally sucking it up out of another dimension, just because Lego and vacuum cleaners is a thing. Is it a thing? Crowley tossed it aside with a shrug. At least it's not as bad as the time I found a vial of ricin in there. Still no idea where he found that one. Had to burn it up in hellfire to get rid of it safely. He tinkered for a few minutes more, then flipped Bob over and attached the panels to the back, then flipped him once more, reattached the access panel, then lifted him and placed him on the floor. Off you pop. Bob beeped happily and spun around, then zoomed off to find a sunspot to bask in to test out his new equipment. The next morning, Crowley stumbled to the kitchen and hit the power button on the Keurig and waited for his coffee to brew. He used to prefer the retro Italian mocha pot. Mocha pot? Mocha pot? Or the rather more expensive Italian Gaggia espresso machine. But sometimes for a quick brew in the morning without anything fancy, the Keurig had it for simplicity. Crowley sipped at the scalding hot coffee, his fireproof body also impervious to heat, and patted the coffee machine gratefully. "Love you," he murmured to it as he felt the caffeine buzz through his system. He heard an angry beep, and his gaze took in the Roomba sitting in the middle of the kitchen floor glaring at him, all LEDs on red. Bob inched forward threateningly. Crowley took a step backwards, uncertain. Bob flashed his red LEDs again. He appeared to be looking at the coffee maker. He spun slowly as he followed the line of the power cord off the counter and down to the plug socket above the skirting board. Crowley watched carefully. Bob inched forward again and closed in on the wall socket. Crowley narrowed his eyes at the Roomba. "Don't," he growled in warning. Bob flashed at him and inched forward a bit more. "Bob," Crowley hissed. The vac crept closer still, red lights blinking. Crowley raised one threatening eyebrow and made to move forwards. Bob surged forward and headbutted the plug. A bright blue zap of electricity arced from his own charging port to the plug. There was a loud crack and a wisp of acrid blue smoke. Crowley dived down to pin him to the floor a second too late. "You little shit!" The Keurig's lights went out. Crowley sat up, Bob beeped and scurried away under the sofa. The demon sighed and snapped to clean up the spill of coffee and the broken mug on the floor. "You owe me a new coffee maker, you little bastard. I'm taking it out of your pocket money. No more chainsaw privileges for you for a month, you hear me?" Later, Aziraphale looked at the remains of the Keurig in the rubbish bin with an air of confusion and looked up at Crowley, who was browsing on his phone for a replacement. "Should I ask?" Crowley grunted. Hellspawn got jealous. He thought I loved the coffee machine more than him, so he assassinated it. How funny. I like the catalog, though. That was too much. So, thank you for joining me for Roomba of Doom. I'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll read the next one. Bye!